Alrighty, well, Jarret, while we've got you here, we may as well talk about some home ent releases.
Well, I don't want to disappoint you, Glenn, but
Oh.
there is only one major release coming out this week.
It's going to be a quick segment.
Well, yes and no, because I do have some news.
Excellent.
But it's Avatar, The Way of Water. It's
Of
coming out on
course.
all the formats, you know. Yeah, it's like this film actually did have a proper window where they did the theatrical, they did the premium VOD, then it went to Disney Plus. Now it's coming out in physical media. So it had a window, but the one thing it didn't have is sort of much, I guess, prep time to announce it. It just sort of like, I think it was like 3 weeks ago they announced, oh, it's coming out on home entertainment in 3 weeks.
They embargoed the shit out of this one, right? So I can say from experience from where I work that we really needed the title. We needed to have the release dates on hand so we could factor in a lot of things in publication. They didn't give us that until the day before we had to hit the press type of thing. And it's a very tricky thing to promote when you're not given anything. And I feel like it's to their detriment because the punters aren't on board with any of it.
Well, yeah, no, I think people will be genuinely surprised when they either walk into a physical retailer next week and actually see it. Although that said, was interesting to note there's a mass merchant having a 20% off sale right at the moment.
Yeah.
And one of the only exceptions to their 20% off is this film, which is the only new release that's dropping this week.
Yeah.
So I had to laugh about that. That bloody mouse, he loves his cheese. He won't share.
I tell you what is a missed opportunity with Avatar, any release of Avatar. Back in the day, we would have VHS releases like The Craze, and you'd get that blobby sort of liquid in the cover. Avatar needs to do a liquid cover.
Mate, that would be amazing.
I know.
That, I'd be tempted to buy it if it had some sort of
watery,
gel
glittery
in it, novelty cover. Yeah, absolutely. Like the old Overboard VHS cover, which had the water that splashed about. Very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's coming out. It's coming out, like I said, on 4K Blu-ray, DVD. But here's a kicker as well, because it's coming out on Blu-ray 3D, which is a bit of a rarity these days. There's very few films that come out on 3D Blu-ray. There's a company in Australia called Random Access Media that do some of the Sony or Universal Sony titles in 3D that don't go to mass merchants, like one of the I think all the recent Jurassic Park films have been released in 3D, but you can't generally get them at your JBs. You get them through a mob like this. So there's hardly anyone doing this because the fact is most modern TVs don't support 3D anyway. You'd have to be watching on a TV from 5 or more years ago.
Yeah.
But they're not doing a pack that includes 3D, Blu-ray, and 4K. No, if you want, you have to buy both. But I guess, if you're buying Avatar, The Way of Water on home entertainment, you're a sucker. But anyway, look, they have loaded these things with special features, Glenn. There's something like there's a multi-part documentary on the Way of Water, which is like a 14-part featurette. So it's pretty extensive, called Inside Pandora's Box. But then I know. And then there's another one, right? That's got another 5 featurettes that's called like More from Pandora's Box. It sounds like it's an Emmanuel in Paris or Emmanuel in Africa type thing. And then I think it's rounded out by The Weeknd's music video and a couple trailers and whatnot. But yeah, so that's happening. And then they're obviously releasing Avatar on 4K for the first time to tie in with that, along with a reissue on Blu-ray and DVD, and I think Blu-ray 3D as well. But all I can say is, James, now that we've got these out of the way and you pushed Avatar back until like 2026 or something, could we just get True Lies in the Abyss? Look, I'll settle for Blu-ray, mate. I don't even need 4K for them. I'd love 4K for them, but I will settle for Blu-ray because at this point in time, I just want the films in high definition.
For a bloke that is so obsessed with quality, as a filmmaker like him, I don't know how I would feel about knowing that 2 of my best and biggest films exist in the poorest formats.
Absolutely. And to know that they're aging out in terms of not the films, becoming sort of stale or old, but generations not having access to see these films, so that when they finally do come out, it's really, it's only going to be about a 50% share of the market.
But you do have so many like new people that come on board to James Cameron. Like it might be even the third or fourth Avatar film that comes along. They discover this filmmaker. They do a little bit of a dive down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
discover his old films and then realize that, oh, hang on a second, this movie, The Abyss, is kind of like all the other movies he's done. And True Lies is, like that's an action movie I've never seen before. It just makes no sense to me at all.
Oh, it makes very little sense. And, it'll be like us when we were looking up films that were harder to get, like Under the Rainbow or whatever with Chevy Chase and Carrie Fisher. And you're like, okay, the reason you can't get it is because the movie flopped. It was pretty universally panned. But in the instance of these, if kids are looking them up, they're going to be like, these movies made a lot of money and are beloved. Yeah. Why are they not available?
That's right.
What is the deal? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool that James is now tied in with Disney because, it's all about the vault.
That's true.
It's all about the vault.
But I mean, also consider that The Abyss, he went to all the effort to do his director's cut, the special edition.
Yes. Yeah,
which was a big deal at the time when DVD was the leading format. That was a massive release.
Huge. And but interestingly, obviously they've got this sunken submarine that's gone to explore.
Yep.
And did you see on the news that James Cameron's come out and he's being interviewed about it? And I can't help but feel he's
down there.
Yeah, I know that he's been down there and he's done the movie, obviously the Titanic. I can't help but feel he's doing it as subtle press for the home entertainment release of The Way of Water almost. He's like, I'll just put myself back out there because I'm the go-to person to speak about this stuff. But if it was between films and I'm, busy in post-production, I wouldn't be coming out. But I've got a movie coming out on home entertainment this week and we're going to sell it.
I mean, this would have been the perfect opportunity to get The Abyss out there, that's for sure.
Bloody oath. Yeah, I reckon. Well, Titanic, because Titanic's due to come out in 4K pretty soon. I think that one, the date might have leaked for. So, because they did the theatrical re-release of it. I think it was either late last year or early this year, but that's due to come. But again, The Abyss and True Lies predated Titanic. So the rule of thumbs is that should be on 4K first. But anyway, Avatar and Avatar: The Way of Water, the only home entertainment releases this week. But I don't want to disappoint you. I want to bring you some news, and it's good news. It's Roadshow are digging back into that Warner catalog to celebrate the Warner 100th anniversary. So I think it's July 16. We're going to see 3 new classic Warner titles make it to 4K. The first one's the one I'm most excited about.
Yep.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
I know. God, yes.
Can't wait.
Please.
Which is amazing because that means we only need European Vacation, and then we have the best of the series on 4K.
I still want a definitive series.
You want Vegas Vacation and Randy's Christmas Island or whatever it is?
Uncle Eddie's Island Vacation.
Uncle, yeah.
Well, you know what? Like that one can be left aside. But they made like a tele movie spin-off that never saw the light of day called something like All American Adventure, and it had Gary Cole and Helen Slater doing the Clark and Allen roles, right?
Yes.
But it's never seen the light of day. It's this mystery movie. Does it exist? Does it not? I think there's TV spots for it, but I want that resurrected and put into a box set. I want Hotel Hell to be put in the box set, for fuck's sake. Like I
totally
love this franchise.
Oh, agreed. But unfortunately, Warner are only putting it on 4K. It'll have a new 4K scan. It'll have HDR and Dolby Vision, but there is no new special features. All legacy content, which is fine because, look, at least it's getting released on 4K. But yeah, it would be nice to see a little more, especially now that Chevy is doing more, more events. Like he's actually doing conventions. And, he caught up with Randy Quaid.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Amazing.
Randy Quaid is back on the scene in, some social... I mean, he hasn't gone anywhere. If you're tenacious enough like I am to follow him on social media, he's always been here. He's just not... He's on the fringes, let's say. But this recent week or the week just gone, him and Chevy Chase have gotten together at a con, taken some photos, some videos, and I'm like, far out. Like, it is just a match made in heaven, I tell you what.
It's incredible. Like, it's a real joy. So, yeah, I would love to see now that, and while Chevy's around, because, I mean, he's not getting any younger, and he has had some, incidents in the past, health incidents.
He is
so it would be good to get his thoughts.
He's looking better
he's
now
he's slimmed down and looking healthy. Yeah.
If
So
if anybody listening to this show happens to have a line directly to Randy Quaid, please reach out. Tell him we want him on the show. I've been pursuing this guy for fucking ever, and he is my ultimate dream guest to have on Good Movie Monday, Randy Quaid. I mean, if I can get bigger guests that we've had fucking Robert Duvall. We can get Randy Quaid. Come on.
I think the boneheads are the ones that are going to have to make it happen for us. I mean, they've got an in. They could, they're in with the convention circuit. It could happen.
I'm not so sure that they have the same level of appreciation. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, yeah, right. But there are two other titles. So two other Warner titles coming out through Roadshow. We've got Rio Bravo, which is excellent, classic Western. And then the last one is the last of the 3 James Dean films. Like we've already had Giant and Rebel Without a Cause. Now we're finally getting Easter Eden released on 4K. Nice. So they're all coming out mid-July, July 16th from memory. Then the only other title I want to mention is coming out on September 6th, is the one that I think that rather sort of just, I don't know why it didn't do money at the box office, because people love Nicolas Cage, people love Nicholas Hoult. But Renfield, and it was excellent. I really dug it. It was gory, it was funny, it was action-packed, but it made $0. And yeah, luckily we're getting a Blu-ray locally, because typically if it doesn't make any money, they'll do the Violent Night and just release it on DVD.
I know. This whole just on DVD thing is getting a little bit frustrating, isn't it? Like, I just heard the other day that Polite Society's only getting the DVD release. And that's a big, glossy, Bollywood-style, Matrix-y kind of action movie.
It's a film that's got a visual flair to it. Like, that's the thing. And the sound as well, because the thing people forget is it's not only just the visuals, but these DVDs, they only have, lossy audio. So it's heavily compressed.
Yep.
It's not lossless audio. So, yeah, so much of the good stuff is lost when you watch something on DVD. Yeah, it's dumbfounding. It's dumbfounding when it's a movie like that, because you're almost like, why bother even releasing a DVD? Just do it digitally, because the people that will want it will probably want to see it looking schmicko and sounding schmicko. But yeah, I don't know. It's an unusual business, the old home entertainment business. But anyway, that's all the news and all the home entertainment, everything that I have for you this week.